Master your emotions, master your life. When I was in my 20s working commission sales door to door, I remember walking the streets in freezing rain. People slammed doors in my face. I got insulted, ignored, laughed at. One day, after an especially brutal morning, I sat on a wet park bench, shivering, angry at the world. I felt like giving up. And then it hit me. Requietly, if my emotions control me, I will never control my future. That day I made a vow. I will become the master of my emotions, not their slave. Your emotions are powerful, but they are not facts. Let's get this straight first. Your emotions are real, but they're not reliable. You might feel overwhelmed, but that doesn't mean you're out of options. You might feel discouraged, but that doesn't mean you're doomed to fail. You might feel angry, but that doesn't mean you're right. Requietly en of intimidation. Rapport stops. Your job is to listen, learn, and lead anyway. Emotional intelligence is the superpower of success. I've studied hundreds of high performers, millionaires, and self-made leaders. And I noticed something. They don't avoid emotion. They master it. They stay calm under pressure. They think before reacting. They delay gratification. They choose reason over rage. That's emotional intelligence. And it's worth more than a college degree, more than raw talent, and even more than charisma. Because while others are yelling, freezing, quitting, you're still focused. Don't react, respond. When someone criticizes you, when life knocks you off balance, when fear rises, you have two choices: react like most people, with emotion, impulsiveness, and regret. Respond like a leader, with clarity, purpose, and calm. I learned to pause for just 2 seconds before responding to anything emotional. 2 seconds to ask, what's the truth here? What's the outcome I want? Is this worth my peace? That pause has saved relationships, saved deals, and saved me from sabotage more times than I can count. The 3 most dangerous emotions you must master. Here are the top 3 emotions that ruin more potential than anything else, and how I learned to conquer them. 1. Fear. I used to fear rejection. Fear making a mistake, fear embarrassment. But I realized, it creates vivid stories that never happen. How did I overcome it? Action. Courage is not the absence of fear, it's doing what's right despite it. I started saying, feel the fear and do it anyway. 2. Anger. of story. You lose trust, time, and momentum. I learned to channel anger into something productive. Write it down instead of lashing out. Go for a run. Make a plan to fix what's wrong, not fuel what's wrong. 3. Discouragement. This is the silent killer of dreams. I've watched brilliant people quit simply because they didn't see instant results. They mistook slow progress for no progress. Don't do that. Remember, progress is often invisible before it's undeniable. If you're showing up, learning, adjusting, you are succeeding, even if it doesn't feel like it. The golden rule of emotions: control the inner to master the outer. Your inner world creates your outer world. If you don't like what's happening outside, check what's happening inside. You want better results? Control your attitude. You want stronger relationships? Control your ego. You want more clarity? Control your focus. The storm outside doesn't sink the ship. The water that gets inside does. Keep your mind clear. Keep your emotions aligned. Keep your energy directed. That's how you rise above any challenge. 5 simple practices to build emotional strength. Here are 5 things you can do starting today. Journal your triggers. Write down what frustrates you most often. Awareness is the first step to power. Take the 2-second pause. Before you reply, react, or rage, take 2 seconds. Breathe. Decide. Repeat truth statements. Tell yourself, I am calm under pressure. I control my state. I choose how I feel. Move your body. Motion changes emotion. Take a walk. Lift weights. Breathe deeply. Your body is the switchboard of your feelings. Keep a gratitude habit. Nothing lifts your spirit faster than writing down 5 things you're grateful for. Gratitude dissolves fear, anger, and doubt instantly. Final thought. There's a famous quote I live by. He who controls others may be powerful, but he who has mastered himself is mightier still. Lao Tzu. You don't need to dominate the world. You need to master your world. Master your reactions. Master your state. Master your story. Because when you master your emotions, you master your life. The power of clarity. know exactly what you want, and watch the world shift. One of the biggest turning points in my life came from a question someone once asked me in a seminar when I was just starting out. Brian, what do you really want? Not what your boss wants, not what your parents expect, not what sounds good at a party, but what do you truly want? I couldn't answer it, and that terrified me. I had goals, sure, vague ideas like make more money or be successful, but those are not real goals. They're just wishes with no deadline. And so I began a journey, a deep, powerful search for clarity. Clarity is the starting point of all success. Every great success story begins the same way. A man says, I will build a business that changes my industry. A woman says, I will lose this weight and reclaim my health. A young person says, I will write a book and it will inspire millions. They speak with clarity. And once they do, the gears of life begin to shift. Doors open, people appear, resources show up. Why? Because when you know what you want, the world knows how to help you. The law of clarity. Here's a truth I discovered, one that changed how I plan my years, run my businesses, and live my days. Imagine stepping up to a golf tee in pitch darkness. You swing hard, but where's the hole? That's how most people live. They work hard, they hustle, they sacrifice, but they have no target, no clarity. Clarity is not a luxury. It's the foundation of your results. A lack of clarity is the root of frustration. Ron, I used to think I had a time management problem. I didn't. I had a clarity problem. Because when you're unclear about your destination, everything feels urgent. Everything feels chaotic. You don't know what matters most, so you waste time on what matters least. But when you're clear, you say no with confidence. You move with speed. You wake up with purpose. My morning routine for crystal clear vision. Every morning, before the world can interfere, I ask myself, what do I want most right now? Why do I want it? What's the next action I can take today? But those 5 minutes have made me more money, opened more doors, and created more breakthroughs than any other single habit, because it keeps me clear, and clarity makes you powerful. How to gain absolute clarity in your life. If you're feeling stuck, scattered, or overwhelmed, I want you to do this today. Get out a notebook. Write down these categories. I will temper to your life. Every morning should stock spend culture, contribution, or overwhelmed. Freedom, lifestyle, writing. And under each one, write clearly. What do I want exactly? Not get in shape, but lose 10 pounds by November 1st. Not make more money, but increase my income to $120,000 per year by December 31st. Vague goals lead to vague results. Specific goals attract specific actions. Clarity sharpens your mind like a knife. It cuts through distraction. It exposes excuses. It magnetizes opportunity. When you get clear, the universe responds. You won't always know how to get there. That's okay. First decide the what. The how will appear in motion. When I first decided I would become a best-selling author, I had no publisher, no money, no audience. I had no clue how, but I was clear, and with clarity came courage. With courage came action. With action came opportunity, and step by step the path unfolded. Ask these questions to reignite your life. Whenever you feel lost, directionless, or just tired of your current path, come back to these 5 powerful questions. If I could wave a magic wand, what would my perfect day look like? What kind of person must I become to live that day? What's stopping me right now? What am I tolerating that I should eliminate? What's one bold move I can take today? Answer those honestly, and you'll reignite your sense of purpose faster than any motivational quote ever could. Final thought. Get clear. Get moving. Listen carefully. Clarity is power. Clarity gives you energy. Clarity gives you courage. Clarity gives you freedom. Because once you know exactly what you want and why you want it, you become unstoppable. The clouds part. The noise fades. The people who don't align begin to drift away. And you move forward like a rocket. Don't drift through life. The 1% rule. How tiny changes lead to massive success. Let me share a secret I learned not from a book, not from a speech, but from life itself. Run. You don't need to make giant leaps. You need to make small steps, consistently. In my early years, I thought success came from breakthroughs, from lightning strikes of opportunity, from massive action. Real success, the kind that lasts, the kind that transforms your entire destiny, is the result of compound improvements. Just like water wears down stone, small daily disciplines shape the future. Where it all began, a simple realization. Years ago, I was broke, living in a rented room, driving a car that coughed louder than it ran, eating cheap food because it was all I could afford. I remember staring at my ceiling one night, asking, how do I go from here to where I want to be? I wanted it fast, but the answers came slow. One day, I stumbled on a simple question that changed everything. What can I do today, just 1% better than I did yesterday? That was the spark, and I ran with it. The power of 1% daily improvement. Let me give you a number. 1.0165, 37.78.
Now compare that to someone who declines 1% a day, 0.9965, 0.03. They end up with nothing. Success is not magic, it's math, it's momentum. Every day you are either getting better or falling behind. There is no standing still. The day I started reading 10 pages a day, I couldn't afford seminars. I had no mentor, but I could afford one thing, a library card. So I made a commitment, 10 pages a day, no excuses, 10 pages of self-improvement, 10 pages of biography, 10 pages of sales strategies, psychology, negotiation, leadership. Do you know how many books that adds up to in a year? About 20 to 30 full books, and each one added tools to my mental toolbox. That's the 1% rule in action, the compound effect on confidence. Let me tell you, when you keep promises to yourself, even small ones, your confidence explodes. You say, I'll do 5 push-ups. You do them. Your brain says, he follows through. I'll wake up 15 minutes earlier. You do it. Your brain says, she's serious. Every little win stacks. Every little win counts. And before long you feel like a different person. Because you are. The enemy. All or nothing thinking. Ron's in Wudo. I've coached thousands of people. You know the one thing that kills their progress? They think if they can't go all in, they shouldn't start. If I can't go to the gym 5 days a week, I won't go at all. If I can't write 1,000 words, I won't write any. If I can't launch my business in 3 months, I'll wait another year. That's a lie. It's not the intensity that changes your life. It's the consistency. Start small, stay steady, and watch your life change. Build habits, not hype. You don't rise to the level of your goals. You fall to the level of your systems. Let me repeat that. Rhonda, you fall to the level of your daily habits. Everyone wants motivation, but motivation is a state. Habits are a system. Motivation fades. Habits stick. You want to be wealthy? Build a habit of saving 10% of your income, no matter how little. You want to be healthy? Build a habit of walking 20 minutes a day, every day. You want to be happy? Build a habit of gratitude. Journal 3 things you're thankful for every morning. Don't underestimate small actions. Ron's mocks people overestimate what they can do in a week, and they underestimate what they can do in a year.
When I began giving speeches, my first audience was 5 people in a basement. I still gave it my all. Then the next talk, 10 people, then 20, then 100, then 10,000. Now I've spoken to millions. It started with 5, and the courage to do it again. The 1% rule for relationships, wealth, health, and joy. Want a better marriage? Try 1% more listening today than yesterday. Want to grow your income? Try 1% more value delivered to your customers. Want to grow your network? Try 1 new introduction every week. Want more peace of mind? Try 1 new act of forgiveness. Just 1. A simple challenge. Right now, today, I want you to choose 1 area of your life. Health, wealth, love, confidence, time, anything. Then write this. Write tomorrow, do it again. Then again. One day, you'll look back and see you've become a force of nature. Not because you made 1 massive move, but because you made 1 powerful decision to get better every single day.